Peace, family. Welcome to another episode of Read and Roll Up. Got your reads, got your roll up. Let's get right into it. Now, if you saw my last episode, I got interrupted by a stray dog, which it wasn't a stray dog at first. Somebody came and literally dropped that mug off and drove off. Very wild. But we had already covered in our book, we're reading the Strangest Secret by Earl Nightingale. And we found out the strangest secret was we become what we think about. It's not really a secret, but I guess people don't think about it, and I guess that's what makes it strange. It's like something we know, but we don't actually take advantage of, per se. So he was also going through the great minds and different quotes they said. I believe this last person, he said, I'll start from here. One time I heard Grove Patterson, the great late editor-in-chief of the Toledo Blade, make a speech, and as he concluded his speech, he said something I've never forgotten. He said, my years in the newspaper business have convinced me of several things. Among them, that people are basically good and that we come from someplace and we're going someplace. So we should make our time here an exciting adventure. Let me fix my posture, y'all. I look hunched over. Yeah. Exciting adventure. The architect of the universe didn't build a stairway leading nowhere. The greatest teacher of all, the carpenter from the plains of Galilee, gave us the secret time and time again. As ye believe, so shall it be done unto you. There's a break right here in the book to let you know that he was basically going into a new excerpt. Let's get one more in. I also got my tea here today. We sipping on lemon ginger. You know what I'm saying? If you ever see me post this on my page, you know how I get down. Continuing. Earl Nightingale comes in now. I've explained the strangest secret in the world and how it works. Now I want to explain how you can prove to yourself the enormous returns possible in your own life by putting the secret to a practical test. I want you to make a test that will last 30 days. It isn't going to be easy, but if you give it a good try, it will completely change your life for the better. Back in the 17th century, Sir Isaac Newton, the English mathematician and natural philosopher, gave us the natural laws of physics, which apply as much to human beings as they do to the movement of bodies in the universe. One of these laws is that for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. Simply stated as it applies to you and me, it means that we can achieve nothing without paying the price. The results of your 30-day experiment will be in direct proportion to the effort you put forth. To be a doctor, you must pay the price of long years of difficult study. To be successful in selling, and remember that each of us succeeds to the extent of his ability to sell. Selling our families on our ideas, selling education in schools, selling our children on the advantages of living the good and honest life, selling our associates and employees on the importance of being exceptional people, and of course, the profession of selling itself. To be successful in selling our way to the good life, we must be willing to pay the price. Now, what is the price? Well, it's many things. First, it's understanding emotionally as well as intellectually that we literally become what we think about, that we must control our thoughts if we are to control our lives. It's understanding fully that as ye sow, so shall ye reap. Second, it's cutting away all fetters from the mind and permitting it to soar as it was divinely designed to do. It's the realization that your limitations are self imposed and that the opportunities for you today are enormous beyond belief. It's rising above narrow minded pettiness and prejudice. Third, it's using all your courage to force yourself to think positively on your own. Set a definite and clearly defined goal for yourself and let your marvelous mind think about your goal from all possible angles. Let your imagination speculate freely upon many different possible solutions. Refuse to believe that there are any circumstances sufficiently strong enough to defeat you in the accomplishment of your purpose. Act promptly and decisively when your course is clear, and to keep constantly aware of the fact that you are, at this moment, standing in the middle of your own acres of diamonds. Fourth, save at least 10% of every dollar you earn. It's also remembering that no matter what your present job, it has enormous possibilities if you're willing to pay the price. The price of success, written in big bold letters right there. So let's stop right there for a second and just reflect on that fourth statement. And we're asking ourselves, what is the price that we have to pay for success? And it's multiple things. He's laying them out. But that fourth one was saving at least 10% of every dollar you earn. Where have we heard this before? It would be The Richest Man in Babylon by George S. Clayson. Because, again, all of these minds, when it comes down to the root of thinking, of progression, of life, a lot of people fall within, you find them down the same path as you're finding yourself. So that 10% is something that not only Earl Nightingale, but somebody also like Napoleon Hill, and somebody also like a Neville Goddard, all these type of guys are able to narrow down what just is principle beyond all the other labels. And that 10% means everything, you know. That 10% comes up in many things, but the key is giving yourself that 10%. Not selfishly, because it was ordained to you. The price of success. Understanding that thoughts are things and that you must control your thoughts in order to control your life. Two, realizing that limitations are self imposed and that you must cut yourself free from them. Three, summoning all your courage to think positively on your problem, establish a definite goal, allow your imagination to creatively reflect on various possible solutions, act promptly and decisively when your course is clear. Number 4 is saving at least 10% of your earnings. Number 5, remembering that no matter what your present job, it has enormous possibilities if you're willing to pay the price. Now, let's just go over the important points and the price each of us must pay to achieve the wonderful life that can be ours. It is, of course, worth any price. You'll become what you think about. Remember the word imagination and let your mind begin to soar. Courage. Concentrate on your goal every day. Save 10% of what you earn. And then action. Ideas are worthless unless we act on them. Dreams are only dreams unless we act on them. Wishes are only wishes unless we align with them. Keep peeping. Now, I'll try to outline the 30-day test I want you to take. Keep in mind that you have nothing to lose by making this test and everything you could possibly want to gain. There are two things that may be said of everyone. Each of us wants something, and each of us is afraid of something. I want you to write on a card what is it you want more than anything else. It may be more money. Perhaps you'd like to double your income or make a specific amount of money. It may be a beautiful home. It may be success at your job. It may be a particular position in life. It could be a more harmonious family. Each of us wants something. Write down on your card specifically what it is you want. Make sure it's a single and clearly defined goal. I paused on that. You needn't show it to anyone, but carry it with you so that you can look at it several times a day. Think about it in a cheerful, relaxed, positive way each morning, right when you get up, and immediately you have something to work for, something to get out of bed for, something to live for. Look at it every chance you get during the day and just before going to bed at night. As you look at it, remember that you must become what you think about. And since you're thinking about your goal, you realize that soon it will be yours. In fact, it is yours. Really, the moment you write it down and begin to think about it. Look at the abundance all around you as you go about your daily business. You have as much right to this abundance as any other living creature. It's yours for the asking. Now we come to the difficult part. Difficult because it means the formation of what is probably a brand new habit. New habits are not easily formed. Once formed, however, it'll follow you the rest of your life. Stop thinking about what it is that you fear. Each time a fearful or negative thought comes into your consciousness, replace it with a mental picture of your positive and worthwhile goal. There will come times when you'll feel like giving up. It's easier for a human being to think negatively than positively. That's why only 5% are successful. You must begin now to place yourself in that group. For 30 days, you must take control of your mind. It will think about only what you permit it to think about. Each day, for this 30-day test, do more than you have to do. In addition to maintaining a cheerful, positive outlook, give of yourself more than you've ever done before. Do this knowing that your returns in life must be in direct proportion to what you give. The moment you decide on a goal to work toward, you're immediately a successful person. You are then in that rare and successful category of people who know where they're going. Out of every 100 people, you belong to the top 5. Don't concern yourself too much with how you're going to achieve your goal. Leave that completely to a power greater than yourself. All you have to know is where you're going. The answers will come to you of their own accord and at that right time. Remember these words from the Sermon on the Mount and remember them well. Keep them constantly before you this month of your test. Ask, and it shall be given to you. Seek, and ye shall find. Knock, and it shall be opened unto you. For everyone that asketh receiveth, and he that seeketh findeth, and to him that knocketh it shall be opened. Honestly, I think that's a great spot to stop because he about to just go in a little more on that 30-day challenge. And the rest of the book, he's going to lay out that 30-day test. But it's just an example. Maybe 30 days is a lot to you. It's the idea is giving yourself a clearly defined goal and just try it. Now, maybe you may make it a smaller goal with a smaller time range. But the concept of becoming what you think about, aligning with that energy, that frequency that it is aligned on. Plant the seed in your mind, and the fruit of the tree shall grow. I say.